A very good friend of mine is a trumpet player. His name is Anthony Plogue. He's also a composer, and he wrote this wonderful set of Aesop's Fables. I asked him specifically to write a piece that I could perform on children's concerts, because I frequently play for children. And, I mean, young ones, in school, you know, sometimes kindergarten, first, second, third grade. And they love these stories because many of these stories they already know. They've heard them in school. They know how it ends. They know all about the hare and the tortoise. So I approached Anthony Plogue, to write this set of Aesop's Fables, and he came up with some gems. I love these pieces. And they call for narrator with horn and piano. So I've asked my friend, Professor Codreanu, to perform with us on the horn, and I shall be your narrator for this event. These are 3 Aesop's Fables set to music by Anthony Plogue.
I really tried very hard to have Mr. Bacon play the horn, but they didn't want the narration with the Romanian accent. So.
On a country road at midday, it happened that a hare who was going to town met a tortoise who was also going to town. Tortoise and said, "Your feet are so ugly and small, and your shell is so heavy and big, I'm surprised you can move at all." But the tortoise only said, "Small and ugly, big and heavy. I think I can beat you in a race to town." "Surely you are joking," said the hare. "No, I'm not," replied the tortoise. The hare just laughed and said, "You are so dumb, this will be the easiest race I've ever won." And with that, they began the race. Was so slow that within no time there was a huge distance between them. So the hare decided to rest for a while. He ate some grass. He drank some water. Then he stretched a little, and before he knew it, he was fast asleep. In the meantime, while the hare was sleeping, the tortoise was slowly moving forward. He did not stop for grass or water, and pretty soon he plodded by the sleeping hare, which brought him very close to town. And still the hare was sleeping. But finally, he began to wake up. With a start, he realized that the tortoise had passed him while he was sleeping. As he looked far, far down the road, he could barely see the tortoise approaching town. So he began to run as fast as he could, faster than he had run before, and he could see that he was getting very close to the tortoise. But he was too late. The tortoise had already won the race. One day, a great big lion was sleeping in the jungle. quickly, I may be able to help you someday and perhaps even save your life. How can a small mouse help save a giant beast like myself? Thought the lion. But the mouse seemed so terrified of the lion that he let him go anyway. The next day, the same majestic lion was making his way through the jungle, admiring the view. All of a sudden, he was lifted straight up into the air. He had walked right into a hunter's net. For miles around, the animals shuddered when they heard the thunderous roar. Well, actually, all of the animals except one, for when the mouse heard the mighty roars, he ran to where the lion was and climbed out onto the net. "Now I can help you, Mr. Lion," said the mouse, and he chewed the hunter's net. With one final bite, the lion slipped through and was free. "Well, Mr. Mouse," said the lion, "you sure kept your word. Won't you please join me now as I go on my walk?" And with that, they set out together on that bright, beautiful day. Which proves that an act of kindness, no matter how small, is never wasted. A mule who had grown contented and very happy with herself commenced one day to run and jump and behave in a most outrageous manner. She noticed how fast she could run and soon was convinced that no one was faster than she.